Australia's sons, let us rejoice. It's the bridge we've been waiting for.
In 1932, in the quiet country town of Leongatha, Victoria, a 9-year-old boy named Lennie had a dream bigger than most adults dare entertain.
We're going to see the Sydney Harbour Bridge, Mick. Just you and me, from here to Sydney.
When Lennie was just 2, his grandfather gave him a chestnut pony, a spirited little thing that Lennie promptly named Ginger Mick.
I have been riding him to school at both Coonawarra and Leongatha, a distance of nearly 4 miles. And in the winter time, we have about 3 chains of water to go through, which at times means a swim.
But Lennie had other ideas. He wanted to see the bridge. Not just any bridge, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, the engineering marvel of its time, a steel giant slowly taking shape in newspapers and on Lennie's bedroom wall. So father and son sat down with maps, marked out the route, made a plan, and Lennie set off. And so began one of the most legendary rides in Australian history. But while much of the nation trudged through hardship, Lennie and his little pony offered something rare and wonderful, a reason to smile. And around Lennie's neck swung a pocket watch on a chain.
You've got to know when it's time for lunch.
From there, a sharp left up Cann Valley Road would carry him across the border to Canberra, then north along the Hume Highway to his final destination. When interviewed by a journalist on the journey, Lennie said,
I know that I have bitten off rather a big chew, as sailors say, but education is what I want, and it's one of the main objectives of the trip.
He trotted up to Parliament House, weaving through flocks of sheep grazing the lawns like they owned the place, which, funnily enough, they sort of did. Those sheep belonged to none other than Prime Minister Joseph Lyons.
The boy was greatly affected when he saw the surging crowds rush round him and his pony as he entered Martin Place after a triumphal tour down George Street.
And then came the main event. On March 19th, 1932, Lennie and Ginger Mick took part in the Sydney Harbour Bridge opening pageant, crossing the bridge among Aboriginal groups, war veterans, Bondi surf lifesavers. Just 2 days later, on March 21st, Lennie stood on the hallowed turf of the Sydney cricket ground and met his sporting idol Don Bradman, who handed him a signed bat. A steel bridge and the Don. Lennie was living every Aussie kid's dream. But Lennie wasn't finished. He was having such a grand time that he sweet-talked his dad into letting him do the whole thing in reverse. When Lennie finally returned to Leongatha on June 10th, 1932, 800 locals turned out to welcome him. A tale of youthful bravery, old-fashioned determination, and the kind of grit that made a whole country believe in itself again. In 2017, a bronze statue of Lennie and Ginger Mick was unveiled in Leongatha, immortalising their epic journey for new generations. It's having a clear destination, a purpose that keeps you moving through the mud, the setbacks, and the storms. There's another key point to this story. What really builds character? What shapes who we are? It's stepping outside your comfort zone. Let's break it down with a simple Venn diagram.
See you later, Australia. Keep dreaming big.
Australia's sons, let us rejoice. It's the bridge we've been waiting for.